Welcome back to the Writing Corner. Today we're turning this into that. Enjoy.
Holistic songwriting.
Today's song is again provided by Joe Bassa. Let's give it a listen and see how we can make it better. First thing that stands out to me is this synth and the groove. I love basic synths like this, and maybe we can build the track around this sound. I also really like the displaced snare. It fits the topic of the song, which is overwhelm, and in my opinion, there's no better way to get across overwhelm than through drums and percussion. That being said, we can definitely push that further and make it more clear. I'm thinking increase the complexity of the percussion and make it a drunk groove. The melody is fine, but maybe we can come up with something better. And this filtered vocal here works well thematically. It reminds me of a PSA in a factory, but it sounds a little 90s. Maybe we can tackle that some other time. Right now, I want to focus on the backing track and working out the groove. So I'm bringing in an 808 to complement the synth. There's something iconic about both sounds, and I want to use that here, but then use it in a way that you haven't heard before. Let's begin with some drums. To make this feel drunk, I'm going to use a combination of a straight backbeat with septuplets in the kick drum. To make this easier to parse for the listener and for myself, you can see me program a hi-hat playing septuplets here. I probably won't use this part because it sounds pretty annoying, but every time I play back the track, it'll play, and subconsciously, it'll help me get used to the septuplets to get into this flow. Now you can see me double the septuplets here, so technically I guess they're 14 tuplets, but you know what? I don't really care. Now I don't want the drums to be the only instrument playing septuplets, so I'm going to adjust the timing of the synth too. Here I'm bringing in the bass, and it just doubles what the synth is already playing. I'm not going to add anything new here because the groove itself will already be complex enough. Now I'm listening to bass and kick together and make adjustments to the drums so both instruments sound good together. I'm adding a ride playing on the 2 and 4 here. So these are not following the septuplets, but they'll make the track more accessible. That's always a balance I want to strike, combining the unfamiliar with the familiar. After playing around with the 808, I came up with this groove here, which I recorded for later. Maybe it'll make up a good post-chorus or something. I'm starting to get used to that 14 tuplet hi-hat pattern we programmed earlier, but I want to make it more interesting. So I'm turning it into a descending line and check which instrument should play the part. I'm also copy pasting and stretching out this region to create some septuplets to help clarify the CVC. That's a term from this bundle, if you're not familiar, one of several tools to make a rhythm section groove more. Then I realized that this pattern still sounds a little stagnant. So instead of starting the descending line on the 1, I'm changing it to this. Now my backbeat sounds great on bars 1 and 3, but not that strong on bars 2 and 4. So I'm changing the synth to make it more symmetrical, like this. The danger of working with 808s and basic synths is that everything can start to sound like plastic. So I'm bringing in a live bass to counterbalance that somewhat. I also came up with this reggae guitar part. Now this works well with the music, but not at all with the theme. Stress and reggae are pretty much on opposing sides of the spectrum, so I'm taking it out. I'll have to figure out some other live elements some other time. Maybe the vocals will be enough. We'll just wait and see. At the moment, I'm digging the feel, but it lacks impact. So let's see if we can make our bar 1s stronger. And playing around with the cowbell, I came up with this. I also added a ride to underline the hits of the synth. Continuing on the backbeat, I want to make it bigger without destroying this loose feel we have for the timing. So I'm adding a few sloppy notes like this. Then I'm adding a clap and also let it take over a few fills, which I had written for the snare originally. Here you can see me write a little drum fill using 16th note, 8th note, and quarter note triplets for a sort of decelerando feel. Not sure where to put this yet, but we'll figure it out once we bring in the vocals. And speaking of vocals, after messing around with the bass and drums a little bit more, let's get going on those. I'm hearing long, drawn-out notes, so the rhythm section really can shine, and 9s and 11s to make that harmony pop. That's all from our course bundle on harmony, the Emotion Hacker. You can check that out here if you want to learn more. Here's what I came up with. And if you're wondering, yes, I'm singing that without headphones, with the music coming through the speakers, and it's all first take. The point of this session is to end up with a song. I'm not going for perfection here. It's one of the core principles of the 24-hour song. That's really all I care about at the moment. Now, you know me, I love me some backing vocals, and I'm getting tired of the simple harmony, so let's bring in some color, like this.
No more.
I'm also filling out the chord on the second line, like this. And here's a little processing for the vocals, reverb, delay, chorus, nothing special. And finally, I'm doubling up the long notes and add some ad-libs. It would be sweet. I'm not sure I can hit that note. Okay, bridge. I'm adding some more cowbell because, do I even have to say it? And I'm copy pasting some of the percussion from the chorus. Here's what we end up with. And now that we have the vocals, it's time to fill in the remaining space with a little bit of magic, like this. Still not happy with the cowbell melody, so here's a new version for that. Now, on with the verses. I'm thinking, maybe not everyone needs to know that this song is in septuplets right away. The verse, I think, is kind of like a thumbnail. Part of it is tricking your listeners into spending their time with you, and then you hit them over the head with something they didn't expect. Eventually, I want the verse to sound pretty simple and only gradually bring in the tuplets. I tried simplifying the rhythm of the synth, but didn't find anything worth keeping yet. And then I'm building the pyramid. I also want to play with suspense, so here's a kick drum pattern for that. Then there's a drop before the chorus. And let's explode that to a full song. I tried coming up with a bridge originally, but the results were only so-so, so I ended up changing the structure like this. That post-chorus we wrote is now the bridge, and it makes a return at the end of the song. I'm also taking it out after chorus 1, so our song doesn't get too long, and when the bridge comes in, it's the first time we hear it. Then I arrange my first chorus by taking out most of the drums and I add tension to the verses using an automated filter like this. And by the way, if you're interested in tension and suspense, those are from the Addiction formula. And if you sign up to our mailing list right here, you'll get an offer for that, which makes it practically free, among other things. Do check it out. And a little over 1.5 hours later, here's the result. I'll play it in a few seconds. Obviously, this is still just a demo, but the meat and bones are there. If you have comments, leave a comment. If you like, leave a like. And if you subscribe to the idea of making better music, subscribe. I'm Friedemann Findeisen for Holistic Songwriting Academy. Stay gefährlich.